Whew. So I know y'all saw what I just saw. And it's a lot of emotions that go with this. Man, for myself, I was praying for the verdict to be as it was read. And at the same time, I was afraid to truly hope that it would come down this way. Man, if you want to come on camera, you are more than welcome. We can talk about it together, because as a collective, I know that we are just like, wow. Because had it gone the other way, would you have been surprised? Would you have been disappointed? Absolutely. I would have been devastated. But thank God we don't have to worry about that today. But I'm trying to tell you, this right here, I was holding my breath, like my heart was beating fast, you know. Whew. And there it is. You know, if you want to come on camera, let me know. And I'll bring you on and we can talk about it if you like. But I'm telling you, every time something happens on, you know, and we see these things and we have this collective trauma over and over and over again, obviously it's nothing compared to the trauma that, you know, those who have lost their loved ones to this senseless, evil violence, state-sanctioned violence. I said it. Listen, the pain that we have every time, whoo, it's nothing in comparison to what the families have felt. Every time you see something, every time you see somebody, it's just someone, another name that you wish you never knew. You know, it's one of those things where you're like, damn, man. So right now, I've got a rush of emotions, you know. Talk to me, y'all. What are you know, how are you feeling? Do you understand how you feel? Is this something that I'm really just chatting with y'all, really, because Daniel's in class. He's pursuing his master's. And my kids, I can't talk to my kids like this, you know. So feel free to talk back to me. But with this right here, guilty. And my heart was just beating on every single count, you know. How you doing? Do you feel relief? Are you waiting for sentencing? Like what do you think about this? I'm definitely relieved. It's really one of those things. I see some hearts. Thank you. It's one of those things where you're just like, oh, let's see if people really believed their eyes. Did they see what they saw? You relieved but not hopeful, because you wonder what's next, right? Who's the next name? Waiting for sentencing. I hear you. You can always come on camera if you want to. I'm waiting for sentencing as well. You know, a guilty verdict is just one thing. And then, of course, there's always appeals and different things like that. So there's some hopefulness. I'm hopeful. I am relieved and I'm hopeful, because we cannot give up our hope, y'all. We cannot give up our hope. And we also have to decide how we're going to move forward. I'm sure this was the right outcome, but would not have been surprised if it were different. And that is exactly how I feel, Pepper. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, that's one. There have been a lot of parallels drawn between, it's a step in the right direction. I heard that our president was actually sitting, just like all of us were just now, waiting to hear the verdict. And I'm sure he's quite relieved that it was the way it is, just as we are, But the hope, stay hopeful, sentencing, it's going to be what it's going to be. But at least right now, can we just allow ourselves a moment to celebrate, to be happy? It can be a turning point for them to realize they aren't getting away with this as easily anymore. A lot of people, what do you think about this? Ain't nothing changed, right? This is not new. It's just on film. And not only is it being recorded, but it's also instantaneously available because of these social media capabilities that we have, And I'm so glad that we have this technology, and the thing that has also been so frustrating is that we have this technology, and in so many instances it hasn't mattered. We matter. You matter. I matter. Hey, Soror. Our babies matter. My daddy matters. My husband matters. We freaking matter. And I think the thing that had me so with so much angst, so much feeling about this, is that so many times it's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. You don't matter. Matter of fact, you don't matter no more than anybody else. And if some of the things that have occurred would have happened to an animal, sometimes you'd see more outrage. So when you get the messaging that we matter, and you get, but all lives matter, you already know how I feel about that. And if you don't, you can ask me. You can come on camera and share with me. And yes, all lives matter, but sometimes when all is not understood, you got to specify, So not that this is that's an old one. And feel free, anybody who wants to come in and talk, share, please do. But I'm having a collective sigh of relief right now. And it's like a validation that, hey sis, long time. It's like a validation that, you know what, you're right, you do matter. And this is some bull stucky that we're not gonna put up with anymore, and I'm just relieved. I'm relieved. We are all, and by all I mean all, we are all a creation of God. We've all been created. And yes, we've all been created equal, but the treatment of all has not been equal. And the way that people just live different lives. And just because I have absolutely never been brutalized by the police, my brother has. Does that mean that I don't believe him? This one was done right. This one. Yep. Relief. Y'all, I didn't know. I wanted to cry. I wanted to shout. I wanted to dance. I wanted to just sit. Great. It's so nice to see you too, Koi. It's been a long time. I see you doing big things. I'm super proud of you. Just black girl magic all over the place. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I wanted to have all of these emotions, and I knew that y'all had all these emotions too. And I just wanted to kind of come collectively and just breathe. So truly, my camera, we can come together and chat about this. If you have a perspective that you'd like to share, you want to chat with me, I'd love to chat with you. I am certainly relieved. And I'm glad I don't have to explain to my boys how this could happen the other way. How they could see what we all saw. And I have not watched it. Anytime I know that someone has actually been killed, that I'm about to see someone's life leave their body, I can't do that. Some things you cannot unsee. I heard about it. I know about the time. I cannot. My spirit cannot take that. So I have not watched it because I know what happened. I've heard what happened, and I've seen snippets on television, but I won't put that in my spirit. And I don't think you have to see everything. I don't have to see everything. Obviously, if I was a juror, I doggone sure I'm going to see everything, and I'm going to stand up and be a juror if called upon, happily. But I didn't see it. But I know that we all know that the world saw, and the world has been watching our nation. And one thing about me, if you don't know, I am a freaking patriot. I am a patriot. This is my country. I wore the uniform, and doggone it, it's a real hard dichotomy. It's hard, to see how things happen in our nation, and also to love our nation. This is the only nation I know, So I just know, I refuse to allow the word patriot to become a dirty word. And I refuse to allow people who hate me to use the word patriot and take it from me. I'm a patriot. I am an American. I am Black Girl Magic. And I love my people. I love my people. And I'm so glad that right now we can just breathe a little sigh of relief. That's it. That's all we doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm breathing a sigh of relief, and I'm going to stay in faith and just putting positivity out there because we need that. And all the love and light to the Floyd family, to all the families who are feeling that this is the justice that they didn't get for their loved ones. And I love you guys, and I wanted to come and talk with you. So if you want to come on, you can come on. I've invited anyone who wants to come on with me, but I wanted to come and talk with you and just kind of talk this out, even just for myself, selfishly, to just share this moment. This is a moment in history, and even Mamie Till, Emmett Till's mama, I know she's watching too, and she feels like this is almost some sort of justice for her baby too. So for all of y'all breathing a sigh of relief with me, let's talk about it. I love y'all. I'm gonna go and hug my babies extra tight. Okay?